In 2020, one of the most popular terms in the Chinese internet world is Nei Juan. Some choose to translate it into involution. We'll go with this translation in this video for lack of a better word, but bear in mind that Nei Juan inherits almost nothing from its predominant definitions. So what is involution or Nei Juan? In my own words, I would say that involution is a process that generates fierce competition within a confined environment, causing individuals in said environment more adapted and prone to competing with, even undermining each other, while creating little extra value in the long term and ignorant to most of the development and evolution outside. Let me break this down in a different time. Say you're a weaver in the late 16th century. You work in a factory 8 hours a day, 5 days a week, which was probably impossible at the time, but just pretend you are for the sake of argument. One day, your factory owner decided that there will be a bonus for whoever weaves the most cloth each month. There's more. Anyone who falls behind on KPI will be facing penalties ranging from wage cut to discharge. Don't ask me how they come by the term KPI in 16th century. So most of the weavers start working extra hours. In the first month, working 50 hours a week, which is 10 hours more than your average hours, will get you the bonus. But soon, even working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week may not keep penalty at bay. Your work time is almost doubled, but your production is only up by less than 50%. Weird. That's because we all have our limits. We have to rest after work, otherwise we're risking our health, both physical and mental. In the short term, working extra hours does yield more return, but in the long run, it takes a toll on your health. So your factory's overall production will go down after a few months. Then, someone will find out that to win the bonus, you just have to make sure everyone else weaves less cloth than you. So people may start secretly working extra hours, or even undermining each other, just to make sure they have a better chance at winning the bonus. You have to watch your back now, because someone may just slip some sleeping pills in your drink, or remove your shoes from your locker, just to waste your time. There are always progressive minds, however, people who do not seek to undermine others, but help everyone increase their production. They may find out that by wearing gloves or shoes made by a specific kind of material, you're able to up your production by 2 or 3%. Your factory owner seems happy about all this. On one hand, he or she upped the factory's total production by giving out a monthly bonus that may seem a lot to the weavers, but nothing to him or her. The weavers won't stand together against the owner because they're busy competing with and undermining each other. And the progressive minds are also helping the factory with their little hacks and tweaks. But what is happening outside the factory? There's this thing called power loom that was invented and recently refined enough to be put into mass production. A power loom is a machine that produces 8 to 10 times more cloth than an ordinary weaver. Even if the weavers in your factory, with your little hacks and tweaks, works extra hours, one power loom still beats 5 weavers easily. What's more devastating is that this machine does not rest nearly as much as any human on the planet, so they too can work extra hours and almost as much as they want, or the owner wants. Now we have a whole ecosystem of involution. We have competition within a confined environment, people who are adapted and prone to competing with, or even undermining each other. A system that generates little extra value in the long term, and everyone in this system is somewhat ignorant to what's happening outside. So what's likely to happen next? In the short term, your factory may enjoy a production boost at around 30%, but in the long term, as the power looms are put into mass production, they would soon render all weavers obsolete. Your factory can either choose machines over weavers early on, destroying hundreds of jobs in the process, or stick with your little bonus plan and be rendered obsolete by other factories that adopted these machines early on. Even if your owner manages to pull off some magic and stay strong through decades, your unsustainable work hours will still cause you more problems than you can handle. Weavers suffer from tremendous pressure, both physical and mental, in your factory, and are prone to decay in their prime. New weavers come in and continue to decay after a few years' work. Soon, your factory will either run out of available human resource in the region, or become so notorious that no one dares to apply. The factory will be in huge debt and have no choice but to shut down. This is the typical process and result of involution. This is something that may have happened many times in our history, and is definitely happening now somewhere on our planet. Rarely does it yield good result. Let's just hope this time there will be more than enough power looms. So that wraps up today's video. Leave a like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you all right here in the productive back garden.